Here we go again. Good morning. Whoa. Today, what am I doing today? I think I'm gonna try to do a spaceship, a drawing, and then maybe a little bit of modeling of it. Morning, Simon. Morning, Brush Runner. So, I started a little bit early, but yeah, just gonna draw. I've got some nice juicy reference up. And I guess what am I thinking? So for these shapes here, I'm just trying to think of bone shapes, like those skull studies we did. I tend to really like these underhook, like bottle opener type shapes lately. So I'm trying to get a bunch of bottle opener stuff going. Uh-oh, we lost one. We lost Brush Runner. So you've been testing UMake on iPad? Oops. Yeah. Grease pencil definitely could take some lessons from UMake. Uh-oh. Oh man. Okay, well, I guess we'll see you later then. Everybody, Brush Runner is on a quest to the dark side. No. Yeah. I'm scared to buy tools because I'm always afraid that I'm gonna get it and then play with it for a little bit and then just give up on it. Hey Hazmat, good morning. Do you guys ever do that where you get really obsessed over a tool or some program or something, then you buy it, you use it for a little bit, and then you're like, I'm gonna go back to drawing, pen and paper. And then you're like, damn it, it happened again. I'm an idiot. They fooled me. Fool me once. Fool me twice. Won't get fooled again. There's a saying in Texas. I think grease pencil is gonna get better though. I mean, in terms of 3D drawing, because it's not really designed for that right now. But if somebody were to go in there and like, I saw somebody posted some cool 3D cursor stuff in the developer forum. So that's kind of exciting because if you can fix the 3D cursor and make it more 3D, then we're golden. I mean, let's see what the developer people had to say. You guys should check out this forum if you haven't. It's really neat because there's a high concentration of actual Blender developers on here, so you might get some real answers and stuff. I mean, you don't want to ask like basic questions about how to use Blender here, because that's what the like Blender artist forum or any other Blender forum is for. This is more for development, if you want to look in to see what they're working on, or you want to put feedback. But where was it? Where was it? The you know, there's something about when I'm on a stream, my brain, I get a little bit dumber every time. Let me see. Boop, 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 boop. Nope, that's not it. Color code icons, is this it? So there's like 230 posts here of people complaining about the color of the icons. And poor Bill Rainish, he's kind of like running a daycare here with all these people complaining all the time. But he's fighting the good fight here. Bill Ray, he's the hero we all need. Where is it? Okay, this isn't it either. But where else? Hey, Padul. Hello, peace memories. All the bog damn time. God damn it! Is my user feedback? Is it in here? Interface design. Oh, this must be it. Yeah, here we go. 3D cursor. This guy just kind of made his own 3D cursor here somehow. He must be some sort of wizard, and it's cool because it tells you what direction it's going based on the color, and it's actually 3D. So that's very helpful, and it can stick to surfaces just like the normal one now. But oh, look at that! It's us. It's a streamception. So yeah, this is a good site for looking up what's going on right now in Blender development. And Bill Ray he's our hero. He is our hero. Anyway, what do I think of the new icons? I think they could be improved. I don't care too much. Like, I can use them, but one thing I'm not too fond of is this object icon. I feel like this should just be a cube. But anyway, I'm okay with them. I don't hate them. I think they have room for improvement, and they probably will improve over time. But yeah. Hey YouTube, we're modeling a spaceship that's kind of like based off a can opener or something, or bones. So first I'm doing a little grease pencil drawing to try to figure out the shapes and stuff, and then I'll go back in and model something based off this drawing. Hopefully, we'll see. And usually we just do this stream. It's every morning, 11 a.m. PST, and we just talk about whatever, Blender stuff. We've done a lot of drawing stuff too. There's a chat drawings link in the description here that shows some of the past stream exercises. And a lot of times people will just join in and draw something, but we've just been doing a lot of Blender lately because there's just so much new stuff coming out. It's kind of exciting, and but yeah, if you guys want to follow along in Blender, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm just trying to make something original here, because we've been doing a lot of studies lately. It's just landscapes and bugs and animals and lots of studies. And I feel like once you got a nice little collection of studies, then you can you'll kind of remember some of those things that you drew. So if you make something new, hopefully it'll show up in your design. Oh boy, so here we are. Vaughn, do you know anything about NURBS curves? I know a little bit. I know how they sort of work, but that stuff can get pretty advanced for like car design stuff. But I'm like a beginner at NURBS. Hey Andy, just want to point out there's a bug when you export meshes. Let's see here. I think I was getting a error too. Let me try it out. So here's our OBJ, export OBJ. Have you tried selection only? Sometimes that helps. So I'll try selection only, export, and that worked. So let's go import OBJ. Yeah, that's good. Try selection only, Andy. Hi, Greg. What were we doing? Here we are. Can you guys hear any music, by the way? Because I'm listening to stuff on my headphones, but last time it picked it up and blocked my video, even though it was on the headphones. So hopefully, I hope you can't hear anything because that would block the video. Is there any NURBS in Blender? I'm asking the same question for you make devs. They use NURBS, so you gotta extrude the lines if you want to export a drawing. Okay, thanks, Andy. Yeah, there's NURBS in Blender. You go Shift A, add curve, and then NURBS curve. And then here it is. So NURBS is a little bit weird because it's a little bit counterintuitive because the curve doesn't actually follow your points to the end. It more or less goes to the second to the last one, and then you have to guide it around like that. But this is what they use for car design, and it's, I don't know, I guess once you get used to it, it's really powerful, but it's a bit tricky. Hey, Oxer. So yeah, I wonder if we could loft between these two here. No. Does anybody know of a lofting tool here for curves? Or I guess we could try, what does extrude curve do? No, that's not it. Greg, yes, 2.8 has been really stable. No complaints from me in terms of stability. It's pretty amazing. I think Blender in general has been really stable for me. Some modifier in edit mode. Let's see. Oh, I wanted to also try drawing with our, oh, come on. Drawing with our curves, because we do have the ability to draw in Blender with curves. So we can draw, if you hold down Control Shift, and then you can move these points around. So this is sort of like you make, and then we can also, oops, oh come on, we can put a thickness on it too. Go full depth and give it a little tiny bit of thickness, and then give it a material, a black material. That way it looks just like the kind of looks just like grease pencil. And then we can, the other cool thing about curves is you can adjust the size of each point with Alt-S. So you can do sort of a drawing type thing with curves. And you know, it's so similar to grease pencil. I wonder if this is what grease pencil is built off of. But it's just a little bit cleaner, you know. We only have 3 points to deal with here. We can adjust, you know, adjust these handles. It's pretty cool. It's nice. And then, of course, we just add a mirror on it. Or not. I lied. Whatever. Screw you, Blender. No, just kidding. Yeah. That would be perfect. Come on, guys. Come on. Alright. Well, anyway. You can also convert grease pencil to curves and then turn it to mesh. This is true, but when you convert grease pencil, though, it's so janky. Like, let's see. Let me save this. Strokes, convert to geometry, path. Okay, so it created a NURBS, a curve version. Let's see what it looks like here. Let me turn on all this crap here. Oops. Let me see. There it is. So, is this usable though? Because look how they're just too complicated here. I guess you could use this, but it's also very it's too much geometry, I feel like. I like how these curves are nice and simple. Maybe, is there a way to make these curves here simpler with like let's see, curve simplify or something like that. Control points, clear to. How do you make it decimate? Ooh, there we are. There we are. So we go down. Make this 0.1 maybe. No? Maybe not. Decimate your grease pencil and untick linked. Alright, let's go back to that grease pencil. Okay. Strokes, decimate, clean up, reproject. Oh, that's interesting. Reproject to fix problems with accidental 3D cursor movement. Clean up loose points. All right. Let's do 2. Oh. Oh wait, that kills all my lines. Strokes, interpolate? No. Simplify. Oh, that works too. Simplify. Strokes, simplify, adaptive. Ooh, it's not bad. Huh. Still pretty complicated though. What's the other one here? Simplify, is that the one you said? Oh. Huh. That one's cool. Ooh. You can decimate your grease pencil and unticked linked. Where do you decimate it? Is this to decimate? Well, anyway, it's cool. Maybe we should try NURBS. Wait, where's our NURBS curve? Wait, what? Why is our curve like following it? This is the watch me fail at Blender stream. Thank you for joining in. We're failing here every morning, 11 a.m. PST. This is how I learn programs, guys. I press all of the buttons. I don't know if you guys learn the same way, but it's my favorite way to learn. Press all the buttons until something breaks. Let's see, let's rotate it on, damn it, I need to fix that. My rotate pie doesn't work for curves for some reason. So we could draw some cross sections like this. It would be nice if we had mirror. But I always feel like when I use curves like this, that I could be just doing this with polygons and it would work just as well. You know what I mean? Like we could build that very, very quickly out of a cube. We could even just trace the same lines here. Like that, just trace it. And I don't see any difference between this and the curve, especially, it's even better actually, because we can mirror stuff. Let me see, mirror. And then we can extrude that, subdivide it. Once you subdivide it, it's pretty much the same thing as a curve. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm still not seeing the benefit. It looks cool to work in these like wireframe curves, but I don't see any speed benefit. I mean, it's nice that you can see through and still see the drawing, but yeah. Use a control right click. Oh yeah, like this kind of extrude to cursor thing. It's pretty cool. Yeah, if you guys, if you have a vert in space, you can just control, I think the default Blender is control right click. I have mine on control left click, but then you can draw out, or you can press E to do like that, and then you Some weird Dr. Seuss shit here. Don't forget to do shade smooth. It's my Laffy Taffy ship over here. Whoa. What the hell? This is way cooler than whatever I was planning to do. Might as well give up now. Let me. Why is that doing that? Come on. What is it? Oh, here we go. There we go. That pinching there in the middle, that always happens whenever you see that silly looking pinch there. So the reason that happens is because we have a little bit of a troublemaker right here. These faces that are in the middle. So we gotta get rid of those three. And just double check and make sure we don't have any others like that. Where are you? Where are you? You killed my family. Inside faces. Here we go. So I guess another way to do this is we just use wireframe mode, so we can keep our eye on the prize here with the drawings. But oh yeah, you're right. This looks like a very expensive French chair, or some chair you would find in one of those stores that you just don't walk into because you know it's just ridiculously expensive. And a lot of times those stores, man, they got some questionable taste. Those there's one called Rocher Bobois. Those are interesting stores. Let's see. Maybe we can add. Well, I didn't mean for it to be like that. Let's. So, I'm rotating and moving in object mode right now, and this is something that people in Blender class always have trouble with this, and Modo class too. Everybody, for the difference between rotating in object mode and rotating in faces or edit mode, and it's like, oh man, this takes at least half the term for people to get, and it's super confusing. But maybe it's my fault. I need to figure out a better way to explain it. But when you rotate stuff in object mode, it screws up your objects. It changes your object's transforms, which makes sense because we transform the object. But ideally, for most, how do I explain this? The object is a container. The object is a container of faces, edges, and verts, and the object is just like a box that an imaginary folder that holds all of these pieces in it. And it's like its own little world, and it has its own little center, which is this green dot. So if we scale the world, we're not actually, it's like scaling the planet instead of scaling the things in the planet, which are two different things. Anyway, I'm sorry. Control A, rotation. So now that we've rotated it, scaled it, we've actually change the orientation of our world here in this little object world. So I need to reset the scale and reset the rotation. I mean, I guess the problem is if, let's say we go really big here in object, let's say our scale is like 100 or something, and now we try to do a regular bevel. See how it goes crazy here? It's going crazy because it thinks that our world is 35 times bigger than it should be. So these tools that would normally work fine get all thrown out of whack. So, but look at this. If we go to object mode, go Control A, reset the scale. Now when I do the same bevel, it's nice and normal because it's using it's at a regular scale of 1. So that's my spiel. That's why objects, normally you just try to leave objects by themselves. Hello, Nog, Mr. Noj. I forgot what I was doing. I was adding a cylinder here, and then I got on a rant. Scale rotation. So I hope that was helpful. Maybe you guys already know all this stuff. But anyway. You know what? Why is this drawing all out of whack here? Let's turn that off. So I'm going into faces mode to do all this stuff here, so I don't screw up my object's rotation and whatever. Actually, I'm an idiot. I need to just start going like this. And we should probably turn down the grease pencil layer a little bit so we can see. So here, I'll turn on the opacity right here in my handy dandy grease pencil pie. Okay, so now we can see what we're doing a little bit. Oops. And usually when I'm drawing out stuff that has those rounded corners, if I'm tracing, I don't include those rounded corners. I just kind of ignore them and treat them like a hard corner because we can add in those bevels after, and it'll be fine. Be easier that way. And modeling is all about being as lazy as possible, at least in my opinion. I don't want to be in there like tracing things for hours. I just want to get in and out, use whatever's the best tool, and gotta be like yeah, just don't waste time doing things the slow way. This may be the slow way though. I don't know what I'm doing here. Honestly, it usually takes a couple tries to get something that I needed. Okay, well, seems that knife tool does not work in certain cases here. I don't know why. Maybe it needs a face. That's probably it. Yeah, it needs a face. So try to ignore all that stuff. Okay, so we have an enclosed shape here. I'll try F to fill that enclosed shape with a face, and then can start to draw it out. Hello, Marco. Hi, Mopstar. Yeah, you're welcome. Wait, Mopstar, what's your email? Who are you on email? Hi, Michael. Not for mortal eyes. To be honest, I haven't learned the new 2.8 hotkeys. I'm using my own custom setup here, which I always use for. I had it for 2.8, 2.7, and now I'm using it in 2.8, and it's just got a bunch of. Let me see. This is all the hotkeys and stuff that I use for my setup. So I just I do tutorials and stuff. So I use that for all the tutorial stuff. Let me do like that. Selection is acting kind of weird sometimes. It won't let me select this face here, for example. I don't know why. So I had to go jump into object mode and back into edit mode to be able to select that face. I think that's a bug. Doesn't seem normal. Let's put a ball here. When I'm starting off a model, I also like to just jam stuff together because it's not super, refined right now. But I want to see, kind of want to see what the overall shape is first. Like back here could be a cube. Maybe this should be going straight through here, and then we can do some Boolean cuts on it. Let's see. So if we go to side view and wire, let's add, oops. So we can go Control B, live subtract. Oh, come on. Come on. It's a pretty simple cut. I wonder why that's not showing up. Oh, that's why. It was basically a loop without any faces on the ends. So you just hit F, and that'll close it up. I guess the cool way of working like this is we're still flexible. We can still do some beveling and stuff. You know what? I'll try working with bevel modifier, because I usually don't, but let's see. If we go with weight, and we can go, what was it? Oops. Bevel, add bevel weight, Alt B. Oh, there we go. What did they say? Alt B? If I go -5, or let's see, Alt B. It's cool. You can go here, Alt B. It's good. But it gives us this weird, I feel like I'm seeing a break in the surface there. Maybe, no. You guys see that? Like there's a crease in the surface, which is not what I want. 0.5. Depth. Oops. I'll just skip it for now. Hi Alexis. The add-ons that I'm using it's called HEAVYPOLY config, and you can get it. It's free right now. Where is it? You can find it on my channel. Actually, it should be in the links below here. Let me see. Do I have it in the links? Yeah, just take a look at the links below. It says there's one that says HEAVYPOLY config, and that's what I'm using. By the way, if you guys, this stream is happening 11 a.m. every day, so at least so far. We'll see how long it keeps up, but that's the idea. And if you guys want to look at more videos and stuff, I have a lot of streams on the channel and tutorials, and all the links and stuff are underneath. How do you figure out topology when cutting shapes into each other without pinching? Oh, the pinching thing is easy, or it's not easy, but it's basically when let's say if we want to cut something out of this piece here. So we want to use this piece to cut out of here. We go live subtract. And what matters is the order that we do things. So see that we have our subdivision happening first, and then the mirror happens, and then the cut. So if we put the cut before, it's going to give us a shitty result because it's actually cutting. What is it cutting? It's actually cutting this. This is the real geometry cut that's happening before the subdivision, and then it's trying to subdivide this shape, which is, of course, it's going to be horrible because this geometry is not correct for sub D. So you got to put the cut after sub D. Cool thing about this is we can add, more cuts very easily. Should a model contain only quads? No, it doesn't matter. It's just do whatever you need to do. Johan says, I'm struggling with doing the Braun fan tutorial. Oh boy, there's a lot of stuff I missed here. Sorry. How long is it? A little confused by Alt A. Did you experience any live subtract problems? No live subtract problems. Actually, live subtract is working better because we can see it in edit mode, which we couldn't do this in 2.9 or 2.79. So this is actually better. I was asking regarding the config. Ah, okay. Cool. I'm struggling with Braun. Which part are you stuck on with the Braun? What are those add-ons? Figure out topology. Is there a lot of bugs with modeling in 2.8? Not really. There's a little bit, but it's manageable. What was the hotkey to bring up export? It's Control-Shift-S. So this is import and export. It's got all the stuff in here, and also linking and appending. Is it possible to use HEAVYPOLY with your own hotkeys? You could try. I mean, there's a ton of stuff in there, so you can rip and take little bits and pieces for your own config if you want. But there's no you'd have to do it all custom yourself. You get an unknown location error. Well, let's see. Let's save this. What if we do export? Because I think it's the selection only thing. Here, I'll try this. Export. Is this the error you get? So what does the error say? It says blah, 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 blah. Path mode. Assertion error, unknown location. Trying to set value to read-only shader. Use nodes. I guess it's something to do with the materials. But I mean, if you open it up though, let's go import OBJ, import that. That's not right. What about if we go like this? export OBJ, selection only. And now we go import OBJ, select, and grab this one again. There we go. That's good. Oh, okay. So here's another issue you might run into with subd, is your centers are not sticking together, especially if you have a mirror modifier. So that just, again, is an order of operations thing. So if we make the mirror before we subdivide, then that'll fix that problem. With selection only, you have to be in object mode, like selecting in objects, not faces. Come on. All right, let's go wire. I don't know if this is a good idea right here. All right, Marco, see you next time. Yeah, so you guys, I'm just kind of messing around here, but if you have any questions, or if you have any suggestions for things you want to see, please let me know. I'm kind of doing this, I guess, as a meantime while we're waiting for 2.8 to come out, at least in beta. So I'm just testing stuff, but I do plan on doing tutorials for 2.8 in the future, and gonna go over all this stuff in more detail. But yeah, in the meantime, just, I don't know, man. I think this needs some more guts. Oh, and also it needs a cut here. I think that might be cool. Let's get a nice juicy cut going in here. Yeah. Okay. All right, here's our new cutter. Can bevel these two. Yeah, okay. Close. But not quite. Why is it doing that? Oh, here we go. Normals were flipped on here. And what that means is when we go to look at the normals face orientation here, this thing anyway, this was flipped. Some of the normals are red and some are blue. It's like all mixed matched, which is kind of a problem with that Blender has with normals. And the other problem is that it's only happening on one side here, which means we gotta go back to the good old modifiers order. And we can see here that the mirror is happening. Okay, this is tricky because we need the mirror to happen first before the subd, but then we need the cut to happen after the subd. So maybe the only option for us here would be to mirror the cut. So we gotta grab the cut, add modifier mirror, or go Shift X live mirror. Yeah, this is not the best. Uh-oh. Apply location, Alt-A, apply location. There we go. Toggle cutters. It's better. Man, I love that it works even with a hollow shape. That's really, really nice. That's really nice. The shading looks good, although you bool quite hard. Is it because of 2.8? No, I think this would behave the same in 2.79, but the one cool thing about booleans in 2.8 is that you can see them in edit mode, which I don't think we were able to do in 2.9. Let me open up 2.9 for a second here, or 7.9. Sorry. In 2.7, good old-fashioned 2.79. Wow, it's been like months. But let's see. So if we were to Boolean here, live subtract, so we can see it in object mode just fine. But then when we go to edit mode here, you can't see what's going on. You just get sort of a preview, but you have to go back to object mode. For 2.8, that's not the case. We can just have our monkey and another monkey, maybe live subtract, and there's the cut. But if we're in edit mode, we can still see the cut, which is pretty awesome. And we can have another one. So yeah, that's great. We can see stuff in edit mode now. Big, nice. I mean, it's like a luxury, but it's still pretty nice. Okay, and then maybe we can add in some extra crap here. Let's try a small cube. I'm just going to give this glossy material. Let's close this one. All right, the shading is looking good. Oh, great. I know I've asked before, but I'm still undecided. What did you ask before? Oh, sorry. Okay, so Johan says, on the Braun tutorial, I often get messy polygons after making a live subtract. So the Braun tutorial, let me go back over there, sorry. Where's the Braun tutorial? Dropbox, then video. Braun, where are you? this works. Actually, I haven't tried this in Eevee yet. Oh, we're still in cycles. So this tutorial was done before Eevee came out, but now that we've got it, so when you're doing the cut here, Johan, oh shit. Ah, come on. There we are. And the lighting's all different now because we're in Eevee. But it looks pretty good, not bad. Right. Wait, where's the light? Oh, here we go. This one, ooh, this, we got crazy over here with the old version. I guess I should just convert this over to Eevee for now. Transmission. If you want to have a glass in Eevee, you got to turn on this screen space refraction, and you also got to turn on screen space refraction, and then you can also change the thickness of it here and the roughness here. And so let's see, Johan, the Booleans. So you just got to make sure the Boolean is happening after the thicken, or actually it could happen before the thicken too, but you select one and then you select the body, go Control B, live subtract, and that's it. It should work. You can also go Z shade smooth to make that cutter smoother. You can go Z shade smooth to make this body smoother, and that's it. You might get these kind of weird errors here, like that. When you get those triangles, usually try to just contain them a little bit with loop cuts like this. And they're still there, but they're a little bit contained at least. You could also just make a couple of cuts in here to further contain it, but it's still there. It kind of sucks. So yeah, hope that helps. Let's see, there are a bunch of questions that popped up here. Let me see, let me go back here. NURBS, do traditional live drawing. Yeah, I need to get back to that. I've been missing drawing. Agazan says, I'm using Modo, and Modo's very fast, but I'm planning to go to Maya because it'll cause business distress because it is not used much in the sector, but Blender still is attractive. How's the speed and quality? I think Blender's great. I've used it for work, like production work at Sony, so you can use it. You can use it for work. It depends on what you're doing though too, because I use it for concept art, so the program doesn't matter as much for concept art, but if you're trying to model for production, like if you're trying to be a modeler in the pipeline of the studio, then yeah, you probably want to use Maya or something like whatever they're using. But if you're doing concept art and design, then you can pretty much use whatever programs you want. How do you check if a volume is inside out? It's up here. Hold on, let me save this as Eevee. Okay. So to check if a volume is inside out is in overlays and then face orientation. And this looks all good, but if we had it an inside-out mesh, it would come out looking red, hopefully. This must be, what's going on here? Oh, here we are. Turn off back face and turn on face. And then you see the red is back and the blue is front. I see you use creasing and not holding edges with sub-D. Would you use that in production too, or just for concept? Yeah, I would use it for production too. It's whatever you want. Am I self-taught? I learned 3D in school, but not Blender. I'm self-taught with Blender, but I've used a lot of different 3D programs, so I'm like half and half. Olav, what is your job and study, by the way? My job, I work in animation usually, so I work on animated feature films and TV shows, sometimes video game stuff. The latest thing I worked on is the Spider-Man animated movie. So there's some Blender in the concept art part of that, but I think the studio itself uses a different program for, like, final production. Computer specs. This is what is this? It's a little bit older computer, and it has a GTX 1070, which is the main thing that you need for Eevee. Let me go back to where I was. Where was it? Okay. Greg says, and for modeling, it matters a bit less. You can always import whatever you're modeling into another project. It's when you're doing animations that things really need to play. Yeah, exactly. You don't want to be exporting alembics and stuff. And going back and forth, it's a huge pain. All right, and then Eevee works good on a 960. That's pretty impressive. I think the Eevee developers have been focusing on getting it to work on all kinds of hardware, which is great. I think that makes a lot of sense to make sure everybody can use it. And it's pretty cool because once you got Eevee going, then you can basically outrun a much more expensive, more powerful computer using your little laptop or whatever. And Octane doesn't work. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Octane. I actually bought the Moto Octane plugin when it came out, but it was way too buggy to use, and I don't think they should have sold that as a product. It wasn't really useful yet. Anyway, this orange can opener aesthetic is kind of neat. What else was I? Oh yeah, more guts. Let's do a quick little run of guts here. Sorry, 1 second. What was this? I'm gonna try to get in here and try to use our reference a little bit. We have some pretty interesting reference here. How do I turn off this crap here? I don't want to see all this. Does anybody know how to turn off the UVs here? Paint. Whatever. How many of you guys are using, or what's your favorite engine, render engine right now? You still using Cycles, or using Eevee, or using Octane, or Redshift, or there's so many of them. Corona looks really cool too. I kind of want to try to learn Corona. Oops. Let's see, duplicate radial. Maybe a little bit less than that. Let's see. We got some cycles. The problem I have with Eevee is it doesn't seem as realistic. It's true. Cycles and Eevee. Yeah, Eevee. That's true. For me, I feel like Eevee is just the shadows. The shadows is the last thing that is really noticeable between Cycles and Eevee. Cycles and Keyshot. So that's interesting because I feel like Cycles and Keyshot are kind of do the same job. So in what instances would you use one over the other with Cycles and Keyshot? Keyshot is my favorite render software, so easy to use, and Keyshot 8 looks really cool. You can get SSS, fog, 3D smoke, parametric material. But you can do all that stuff in Cycles too. I just saw the promotion video. Oh, okay. So, alright, well, Cycles has all these features too, but does that mean Keyshot is just faster, or does it look better, or what's the difference? Eevee isn't going to be more realistic out of the bots. You gotta work harder to get it to look better. Yep. Oh yeah. Non-photoreal is a lot easier. All right, Johan, we're gonna turn on Cycles for a second here, just for you. Let's do a little Cycles demo for Johan before he goes out and buys Keyshot, just in case. So here's Cycles. Let's try to add in some fog. Okay. Or here, let's do SSS. So we've had SSS for a little while now, and it works great. Let's see, go in closer here. We can change the radius of each color. So like can change red to be smaller, or maybe we make green and blue smaller and red is bigger. So then you got your subsurface here. But actually I like subsurface in Eevee even more because it's instant. And it looks just as good, I think. But yeah, you can see through you can see the light coming through the object from the other side. Kind of like a classic subsurface example. And then what else can we do? Fog. I'll save this before I kill my scene. Let's go to the node editor and add in some fog. Scattering. Put that in there. 0.01. Oh wow, the grease pencil is still showing up. Can change the color of the fog too. Let's try adding in a light here. Make it really tiny so you can see it through the fog. I'm not sure what anisotropy does for volumes. Do you guys know? It definitely changes the look a lot. 0.001. Ooh. Let's grab that light, make another light over here. What if we make a really big light? 0.05. Anyway, so we got that. Anisotropy changes color separation. Interesting. What does that mean? Like the let's see. Oh, weird. So this is what other features are there? Parametric materials. We got parametric materials. We can go in here and do, let's see if we wanted to put like noise, Voronoi texture onto the color. Let's see, turn that off. Now we have noise. Color ramp here. Yeah, we can do all sorts of procedural textures. I don't know if that's is that the same as parametric textures? I don't know, but there's a ton of different types of noise that you can do here. Musgrave is cool. Let's put that in here. Ooh. Funky. Okay, well, anyway, what are we saying here? I'm having issues with the edges and depth of field blurring. Oh. Yeah, it's a little bit video gamey, I guess. Cool, yeah. I hope this, at least, you know, you can consider comparing them and just do a little comparison shopping before you spend money on it. But if Keyshot is a lot better in some way, I'm definitely interested to hear about it. Let me see. Actually, ooh, I shouldn't have saved that. This is a little hellish nightmare world here. Go back to Eevee. Ooh. I love Eevee subsurface. I think that this looks just as good, almost. It was too much rendering. Yeah, actually, you know, I should probably head out right now because I need to go to the bathroom. But it's been fun today. You guys asked some pretty good questions and got some stuff to think about, things to try out. So, yeah, this is fun. We'll be back here tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. again. But let's see. I don't know. I don't have a plan for tomorrow, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway. Oh, we got one more question from Michael. How are you exporting your grease pencil build animations? You just render the animation. So how does it work? You just, how do you do it? Just like any other render. You go here to output. You can output a movie right here, and then you just render the animation. Go render animation like that. Okay. All right, guys. I'll see you next time. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.